guys, it's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse. On the left here, we have the Dawn of Justice Batman vs. Superman Ben Affleck Batman. And on the right, we have the Dark Knight Christian Bale Skydive Batman on the right. I was able to grab these at my local Target store. These are not exclusive to any store. I believe you can get these on Amazon and maybe even GameStop, McFarlane Toys. So these are available on different retailers, but there are some, I guess, platinum or chase. I think they're called platinum versions. I don't know if they are technically chases, but they are one per case. I believe you can get this same Batman with the cowl and a wired cape. I know there's a lot of confusion out there. What is the difference between this platinum Dark Knight Batman versus what we've gotten with the 6-pack and the single card release? So the single card release did have the the rubber cape. The Batman of the Dark Knight version with the 6-pack, cinematic version had the nice cloth cape, but this new one, the platinum version, will have the wire in the cape. It is made of a different material. I'm on the fence. I don't know if I like it or don't like it. It's a platinum, so I kind of feel like I need it for my collection, but have not been able to spot it in the wild. And of course, there is that platinum Catwoman from the Dark Knight Rises as well out there. But I was able to grab these two. Still on the hunt possibly for the other two to add to my collection. I was like, do I really need Anne Hathaway? I wasn't the biggest fan of her as Catwoman. But then I looked at my collection. I have Harvey Dent, I have Scarecrow, I have Bane. So I feel like I kind of need her to finish off the Nolan franchise. So I probably will grab her if I do see her in stores. I don't know how hard she's going to be to be found, but obviously these figures are just starting to hit, so the hype is there. A lot of people are grabbing them. I do feel like I will eventually find her at retail. But you can see the card in here, your standard McFarlane packaging here at the DC Multiverse logo. A little bit of a bigger window box here for the Batfleck versus the Christian Bale. You can see how it kind of cuts off over here. All the accessories are included. These did retail at $22.99, so I wonder if the McFarlane prices are going up. I did actually price match these to the Target app. They were $19.99, so I paid a little less. Tip there if you guys at your local Target store. Sometimes they will not allow you to price match. My store was nice enough to do it, so paid $19.99 each for these. But I do feel like the McFarlane toys, just like any other toy line, are trending upwards in price due to inflation. But lots of great accessories. Again, take a look at this nice packaging. I do love the window boxes. I'm going to flip over to the side here. You can see the Batman nameplate as well as the different QR codes here. On the other side, you will see the titles: Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, and then you have Batman, Hong Kong Skydive, The Dark Knight. You can see this actually has the Dark Knight logo here. This is the DC Multiverse logo on this side. Taking a look at the back here, you'll see the poster for Batman versus Superman. This will look great with your Henry Cavill figure if you do have that. And then you have the image of Batman here, kind of jumping off a building on the back. But anyways, let's come back. Let's get both these figures out of the packaging and see what they're all about. So here we have the Christian Bale Batman out of the packaging, accessory-wise. So you do get the traditional trading card that comes with every McFarlane figure. You can see it is the same kind of poster image on the back of the box. If you guys want to pause here, you can read this little read-up on the back of the card. I'm not the biggest card guy, but I feel like for the Batman figures that I've really liked, I've been keeping these, just for the hell of it. They're just kind of cool little bonus added here. You get your traditional McFarlane DC stand here, which I absolutely love for a collector. It helps without them falling over on your shelf, so I always do appreciate that. We also do have these, I guess, little blaster pieces that, when he shoots the bombs with the timers here, you can see the gun he does come with. We'll zoom in real quick. You can actually see here on this little device here, there's like a timer. It says 2:23 when he sticks these kind of blaster bombs to like the glass window when he's extracting the guy out of there, if you guys do remember from the movie. It looks pretty good. Nice silver paint detailing. I do like the little detailing here with the numbers I added to that little feature. You take a look at the gun. I feel like every time I've seen this kind of blaster gun from some premium lines, they always come apart. This is one solid piece, so it does not come off. I actually do like that. We will get it in his hands after we take a look at the figure, but nice detailing. Not the best version out there, but it gets the job done, so I'm not too upset about it. But moving on to the figure, he also does come with this kind of like parachute pack or whatever this thing was that he had in the movie. It does just kind of port in on a hole here on the back. And you can just slide it back over. That's how I'm definitely going to keep him displayed. Kind of goes over his neck over here. But this head sculpt, let me know. Talk to me, guys. What do you guys think of this? I'm on the fence. I think it's got an okay like this. It's not perfect, but from like the Mafex versions or other like import figures, I feel like we've definitely seen some worse Bale heads. I think this one's okay. It's passable. I don't know if I'm crazy about the kind of like rosiness or kind of like colors around his cheek, kind of the shading or whatever that is, but it's got a decent likeness. I do like the hair sculpt. It's got some shading to it as well. And for your suit, it does look pretty accurate to the Dark Knight suit here. Love the design. It kind of looks, I don't want to say blue. It is kind of like a lighter shade of black here. You can see the Dark Knight Batman logo on his chest. He does have the kind of the goldish or brownish bronze utility belt with a nice sculpted design on there that does continue all the way around the back. So I do really like that. Taking a look at the rest of the gear, this is very similar to what we've gotten with the other releases. Again, you will see the molded armor over his shoulders. You can see the gauntlets here with the sculpted pieces. He does come with kind of 2 trigger finger hands. I guess they're trigger finger hands, I want to say, for him to hold the gun. You can see the nice sculpted detail here on the other arm as well. Going down the rest of the suit, nice design to it. Really do like it. I was very happy with all of the Christian Bale Batman figures that McFarlane has released, but just to kind of go over this armor in detail with you guys, I think it looks really good. Obviously, the major selling point for this figure is this new head. It'd be nice to get him with the cowl, with like the cape and, you know, kind of a version of that. I'm sure that'll come eventually down the road. That's kind of what I would have preferred versus the Skydive jump Batman. But you know what? It is something different. I would also love to see kind of his like pre-suit when he was in Batman Begins. That would be another figure that I would love to have when he kind of had the ski mask before he officially became Batman. I will say this gun is not the easiest to kind of pose him with because of the material. It is a little like flimsy here in the front, so I feel like anytime I try to get it in the other hand, it's just the material of this kind of makes it bend. If you guys can see it stretched there, you can probably do it if you finagle it, but like I said, the hands are just so hard in the plastic. Like, you really kind of maybe have to heat it to kind of get it in there, but even then I just feel like it doesn't sit as nicely as I'd want to. But kind of one-handed, I think that's probably going to be your best bet. If you want to get some action shots, you can definitely stretch it. But like I said, it's just so much of a softer plastic, especially up front here. You can see how bendy it is. I don't know if that will warp over time. If you guys can see, I even was trying to play with it. I kind of scraped his face a little with a black mark. Going to see if I could kind of pick that off. So not crazy about the gun. I probably will display with him in one hand, but it is a little tricky to do with 2 hands. For some quick comparisons of the Skydive Batman, on the left we have the Dark Knight 6-pack version with the cloth cape you guys can see here. I unfortunately no longer have the one with the rubber cape. I feel like this was just such an upgrade. So this is the one I have in my collection. And on the right we have a Dark Knight Heath Ledger Joker figure. Next up, we're taking a look at the Dawn of Justice Batman. So accessory-wise, again, you do get your McFarlane trading card here with the Batman versus Superman poster. If you guys would like to pause and take a look at this card and read the read-up, you can do so now. Of course, you also do get your McFarlane DC display stand to go with this figure, just like the Christian Bale version. You do get a set of interchangeable fisted hands on this figure. I do like that they did include that. Will really complete the look. You'll see the figure does come with 2 trigger hands. And those are really for the accessories he does come with. He does come with these 2 batarangs. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys. And you can see they are rather big. They are also very thick, it seems, in size. If you guys can see that. I feel like they are a tad out of scale. A little bigger than I'd probably like them to be. You also do get the grappling gun here, which also to me looks to be a little big. But we will get it in his hands, and you guys can kind of judge for yourself. But the thickness and the size of these do look rather big, in my opinion. Moving on to the figure itself, looks really great. I know we did get in the 6-pack Batman release the Justice League attire for your Ben Affleck Batman. This is the one I wanted. I love the gray suit. I love the big bat logo, and this figure really does capture that look. I will say, as far as the cowl, I know that may be a talking point here. The head, I can see a decent likeness to Ben Affleck. I will say I feel like it's a little too narrow. In fact, I even saw some posts where some guy heated it and squished the head to give it more of a rounder look, and it actually did look pretty good. That might be the only complaint. I feel like maybe it is a little too narrow and should be a little wider, but I can see an okay likeness. I do like it. You can see how nice and clean the eyes look behind the cowl. Moving on to the suit, again, you can see the nice gray texturing here. Nice kind of shading color on it to give it a little bit of that black. You can see the actual, his belt looks pretty good too, kind of painted in that flat gold with the utility belt. Take a look at the rest of the attire. Now, this shading does continue on the front here. Looks really good. You can take a look at his black boots with a nice sculpting. Also does come with this nice cloth cape. That is always a plus. You can see how large it is. I personally love these. These really, to me, put these figures over the top. I've been asking for this kind of treatment from Marvel Legends, and I feel like we have yet to see it. But I love the cloth capes. I feel like it does make the figure feel a lot more premium and just more fun. And, you know, I don't like the rubber capes. I feel like sometimes they really make the figure a little heavy, and they're just not as fun to pose and play with. But let's take a quick look at the side. You can look at the gauntlets and his gloves. Again, it does come with the trigger fingers. Now, here's the thing I wanted to point out. On the back, you will see there is none of that black shading. You'll see just kind of the regular black, as you can see. Look at his arm here on the side of his pants. And they did not do the treatment on the back. And you know what? I don't love it, but it is what it is. At least they did it on the front. I wish they would have completed it. It does seem a little like they cheaped out, but I guess maybe they couldn't fit into the budget. I don't know. His cape is going to cover it, so I'm not totally bummed. I know some people were really upset about that, but I think this figure turned out great. I really love this suit, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. I want to get the accessories in his hand so you guys can get an idea of what they look like. So here is Batman with the grappling gun. I feel like, again, it looks a little big, but it's passable. It could be a little better, but it's not too bad. In addition, here's a look at Batman with the batarangs. I will be honest, they are too big for this figure. The thickness doesn't really make it that difficult to put in his hands. I feel like the hands are a lot softer than the Christian Bale Batman, so they will fit in his hands, but like I said, they just look a little too big. And for your Batman comparison, so on the left, we have the McFarlane Batman 6-pack Justice League Ben Affleck version versus the Dawn of Justice here. You will see the suits are completely different. It is definitely a bulkier suit with the Justice League. Different logos, different kind of molding to it. So for those who thought maybe this would be a straight repaint, that is not the case. The suit, like I said, is very different. You will even see the head. Look how much wider this one looks. This is just a lot narrower of the cowl. So I'll be honest, I do like the suit a lot better on the new version. They are both pretty great. But if you guys want to see some quick side-by-sides, and of course the cloth cape on the back, I believe that is the same, but for the rest of the suit, it is significantly different. You can even look at the armor on his boots and around his legs. But both are great figures to have to your collection. And one last comparison for you guys here. How can we not compare Batman versus his counterpart in the Dawn of Justice? We have Batman versus Superman. They do scale, I guess, pretty good. I would think Superman should be bigger than Batman, but happy to have these two in my collection. If you guys are enjoying this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of these figures and if you will be adding them to your collection. Don't forget to turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. I'll be honest, with these two figures, I really do like them. Do I feel like the Bale figure was absolutely necessary? No, but if this is a way for us to get an unmasked Christian Bale head, I'm all for it. I would love to see maybe a suited Bruce Wayne. You know, definitely they've done figures like this in the past. We did get the most recent Flash, Michael Keaton, unmasked Batman. So I kind of want to see them start throwing some interchangeable heads, maybe for some premium figures. It'd be nice to get this in a suited version, or, you know, maybe even in the bat suit where I can pop off the head easily and put it on something else. Would love to see that kind of evolution with McFarlane. I personally love the Dawn of Justice Batman. Out of the two, I think this is my favorite one from the set. It's just a fun figure. I know it's not perfect, but man, it just looks so good with a gray suit. I love the big bat logo. Love the utility belt. The cloth cape just makes it such a fun figure. If you guys can grab these, I would recommend them and add them to your collection. I think they're just a lot of fun. I know we've gotten so many different versions, but I feel like McFarlane has really been hitting the nail on the head for collectors as far as what they want. We were getting such obscure Batman figures. Now we're getting a lot of figures, don't get me wrong. But we're getting figures that, you know, we really do need or want for our collection. So I'm glad they're listening. I hope to maybe find the Catwoman and maybe the Platinum Dark Knight Batman. But again, I did grab these at my local Target. They are not store exclusives. They should be readily available at most retailers. Before you guys go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. I appreciate you guys tuning in and for your continued support. I'll catch you all in the next video review.